Assalamu alaikum. I am Adrita Hussain Nokshi welcoming you all to the video demonstration of our software project Station. I have Shimontika Bhattacharya Drishti with me as my project partner.
We have taken inspiration from Bangladesh Railway e-ticketing website Rail Sheba and tried to implement all the functionalities present in the original website. Now, let me draw your attention to the homepage of our website. First, I am going to register as a new user. Here we tried to handle as many cases as we could and show corresponding alert messages so the website becomes easily operable. As email, NID and contact number are unique fields in our database, we have made sure that the user cannot register multiple accounts with one of those. However, unlike the others, the address inputs are left to the choice of the user and hence are not made required. We have given pattern and length restriction to most of the fields and also matched the inputs of the password and confirm password fields. After signing up, the user is redirected to the login page. So now I am logging in with the account I just registered. Here we have taken the password input using a hash function for security reasons and stored only the hashed values in our database. For searching trains, the from and the to stations are taken as input. The user can only book tickets within the range of 10 upcoming days, including the current day. I am selecting 18th of December here. Also, the user can book maximum 4 tickets in one reservation. If the user gives such a route that there is no train for that, this message is shown. Otherwise, a list of available trains with necessary details like departure time, arrival time, ticket cost appears. By pressing the availability button, the user can see the seat availability and fare of all 3 classes of the corresponding train. Here is a link to the search page if the user wants to change his inputs. I am selecting train Silk City. My partner will take over from here.
Greetings to everyone listening. I am Shimontika Bhattacharya Drishti presenting now. A seat selection page appears after the user selects suitable train and clicks purchase. Here in this toggle button, the auto option is already selected, and if it is kept so, the seat numbers are serially assigned using a function and a procedure from the database. But if the manual option is selected, then the user can select seats according to his choice. Already booked seats are shown red and they cannot be selected. The user can only select unselect seats from the green ones. If the selected seat numbers don't match, an error message will appear. We have also shown some basic passenger and ticket details in this page. After clicking buy ticket, a pop-up with the terms and conditions appears. After accepting the terms and conditions, the user may finally proceed to the payment section. So, in the payment section, we have implemented 4 payment methods: card payment, DBBL Nexus card, bKash, and finally Rocket. Each of these buttons redirect to separate pages with necessary fields for transaction. The user is given the complete liberty to make his transaction using any of these 4 methods. For the time being, I am going to demonstrate the Rocket payment method once. After filling up the mobile account and PIN fields and after clicking send verification code button, a verification code is sent to the user's mobile number through an SMS. Here, as we all can see, I have got the verification code in my mobile phone. I am taking the OTP and putting it in the corresponding field. Then after putting the correct verification code, the transaction is made and otherwise error messages are shown. A confirmation mail is sent to the user after successful payment and his or her ticket is booked. At this point in the backend, we add a row to the reservation table and also a row to the payment table is automatically added with a trigger. We have added VAT to the fare and this VAT calculation is also done using a trigger before the final amount is inserted into the payment table. Now let us all have a look at our confirmation mail. Here comes our mail. As we can see from the time, I have got the confirmation mail just now. Let's go back to the success page. In the success page, the user can also have a glimpse of his journey details. There is a PDF copy of his online ticket. This PDF contains all specific details of the booking and some basic instructions. The user can download a copy of this PDF in his local machine. In short, these were all the formalities for booking an online ticket from our website. Now I am going to log out again, which will obviously redirect us to the login page. In the login page, the user is given a chance to change his password in case he has forgotten it. User can get the verification code either by SMS or by email as per his choice, but the number or email must have an account already registered with it. After filling up the OTP, the password is reset and the user can log in with his new password. I am skipping the verification part here as it has already been demonstrated once. We also have a dashboard which obviously cannot be accessed before logging in. We have shown the error message here, so I am logging in here again and I am going to leave the dashboard part to be shown by my partner.
In the dashboard, the user's personal information are shown in the upper section. In the update profile portion, which is already auto-filled, the user can update any personal information. Here I am changing the last name and pressing the submit button. As we can see, the dashboard gets updated immediately. Here are also the options of changing password, changing email and changing contact number, which I will not be explaining in detail. Here is a table of all the previous journeys of the user. It is currently empty as we just registered this account. There is also a similar table with the upcoming journeys. As you can see, the booking we just made is already present in this table, Silk City 18 December. Lastly, there is a contact us page containing some information about the website and helpline. This was a short preview of the front end of our website. Now, we intend to shift your focus to the backend a little bit. We used Django framework in this project and wrote our codes in Python. We have used some complex queries. For example, here we have used self-join and subquery in the select and where clause. This query is used to get the list of trains according to the user's search input. And in case of showing the previous and upcoming journeys of the user, we have used nested subqueries to get all the reservations made by him, and called function from the database in the where clause to check whether it is before or after that day. Now, my partner Drishti will explain the database technicalities.
Let's take a look at our database. These are the tables that we used and these are the functions and procedures. We have used 5 functions and 3 procedures in total in our project. All of them are called from the code to implement a number of functionalities. The functions are used for calculating the cost of the tickets, for filling up the previous and upcoming journey table, for checking the expiration date of card and for checking seat availability. The procedures are used in auto selection of the tickets and in checking the duplicacy of email and phone number. Let us move on to the triggers now. There are 4 triggers in total in our database. The capitalized trigger ensures the correct case of the inputs before insertion to the user table. These 2 get triggered before insert or update on reservation and payment table, and the last one adds a 15% of VAT to the total cost. This was all about the front end and back end of our project. Thank you all for your precious time.